Hey guys, happy Tuesday morning. Good morning to all of you. This is Seva with Ray of Light Tarot. Given name is Jason, and coming at you this Tuesday morning. So guys, I usually do Wednesday wisdom, where I sort of channel some messages, either in the moment or from my meditations that week to you all. However, because tomorrow morning I have kind of a busy early and late morning with some prior commitments. We're going to do Wednesday Wisdom this morning, Tuesday morning, to talk to you guys about some things that are coming through and that I want to share. Good morning, Michelle. Nice to see you. Welcome. So thank you guys for being here. If you're getting ready for work, it's a little early. If you're getting ready for work, just turn up the volume and do what you got to do. And hopefully we can have a nice little discussion and channel some important info for you guys. I don't know how many of you were in Jai's broadcast last night, Channel for Grace, my friend Jai Gobind. She did a great sort of analysis of this full moon in Pisces that's coming up that is really going to be exciting, and the energies surrounding that. Before that, I actually did a broadcast last night in which I kind of came on and did a mini sort of mock rant about, people coming for me, and someone had emailed me saying, "You're not your true self." And I was just sort of giving my take on that and how silly it is to message someone you don't know with that type of analysis. And I did delete that video because I just felt like a lot of people, for some reason, when you do something on YouTube or in any public forum, you risk, especially if you're trying to use humor that's dry or something that some people don't understand, you risk people misinterpreting it or taking it too seriously. So I just deleted it because I got a weird response from somebody. They were like, well, the fact that this has triggered you means that you've manifested this situation, and maybe you need to look at that and blah, 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 blah. It's just like doing the exact thing that I was railing about, like overanalyzing, coming into like to turn it into something. And it's fine. Like, I get it. Like, I believe that, you do manifest, guys. We are all manifesting all the time. Part of the class that Jai and I are going to roll about becoming a master manifester is literally assessing the fact. Hey, good morning, Valerie. I'll have your reading by your birthday, Valerie. It's literally assessing the fact and acknowledging the fact that we are manifesting at all times. Right now, you're manifesting. Are your thoughts positive or negative? What are your thoughts and feelings? Because you're manifesting the feelings you're having, the thoughts you're having into reality as you speak. And so when you become more aware of that, you do learn to shift your focus whenever you notice it's not a good thing. So we're going to get into the depths of that and how to find that magic playground and all those things. But the point I was making last night, yeah, you're right, Jay. I definitely agree with that. And so the point I was making, and see, the thing is, 99.999% of my subs and people who I interact with are amazing, positive, good vibrations. But there are those people, especially in this type of community. I mean, this is spiritual, psychic gift community. There are people who use their gifts in ways that I think are not appropriate. For example, to tap into strangers' energies and really try to psychoanalyze people and get into their stuff and then message them about it. That, if to me, it seems a little bit like crossing the line. Sometimes I don't even feel comfortable. Like if somebody pays me for a reading and they're asking details that feel inappropriate about a significant other or somebody they care about, I don't sometimes like to go there because it feels like trespassing, right? So certainly you can imagine, given that, and don't now, please don't now message me and say, well, is it spiritual trespassing to ask about? No, all I'm saying is I don't think there are any rules to it. I mean, there aren't rules, but I think it just goes by what feels right to you, what feels okay, what feels like trespassing and what doesn't, right? So I would say to anyone who has a question like that, hold that question up and ask it to yourself. Is it appropriate? Is it trespassing? Is it spiritual trespassing? What does it feel like to you? What does your conscience tell you, guys? That's what I would say to that kind of a question. But anyway, yeah, I think, 99.9% of the people who are in this type of community understand the law of attraction. And because they understand the law of attraction, even if they weren't originally such a great or kind person, they understand. And that'll change you. That'll make you make a point to be kinder to people, to not go thumbs downing videos and leaving nasty messages. Because when you start to understand the law of attraction, you understand that when you do those things, all you're really doing is like punching yourself in the face because you're putting out negativity, and negativity, just like positivity, is a boomerang. It's going to fly out, get bigger, and fly back in your face. So once we understand the law of attraction, certainly all of us, I would hope, unless you're a glutton for punishment or a masochist, would make much more of an effort to put out positive vibes, positive energy, kindness, goodness, and love, right? Um, I know I do. I know I do, and it's a very, very conscious thing. It's a conscious effort, and yeah, I don't always feel loving and kind and compassionate. Shoot, no, no. I'm human. I want to smack back. I want to clap back at people. I want to say, take that armchair analysis about me, and why don't you put it on yourself? So, but I understand by hitting go live, by just based on the fact that this is my what I do for a living, I am opening myself up to criticism, and that's understandable and fine. However, you can expect if your criticism is either without merit or lacks at least some kind of intelligent wit to it or something, I'm probably gonna clap back at least a little bit, at least with some humor. So, having said that, though, I really love you guys. I appreciate you all so much, and I really enjoy what I do. I enjoy the fact that I'm able to, do readings and bring through messages for you that are going to help you. Because I'll tell you guys, when I first woke up, thank you, Jay, that's very kind. When I first woke up to my gifts and spiritually, I knew I had certain gifts, but when I met the person who I identify as my twin soul, when we met, when we came into each other's lives, my gifts, I noticed an uptick in my gifts. Like I would know when like something was wrong with him or like he wasn't okay. I knew one day when he was in the emergency room, things like that. I just knew. And so when you see those kind of things happening, then you kind of, to me, that's a call to open up to the gifts and to become more sensitive and to use them. And so since then, that's what I've done, is become more and more willing and open to using those gifts to help other people. And when you do that, when you follow and flow the direction Spirit is telling you to flow in, you will see almost instant confirmation from Spirit that you're doing the right thing, right? I've had so many people message me for advice on starting a YouTube channel. Don't message me for advice. And it's not that I don't want to give advice on that stuff, but I don't know the answer. I am an anomaly when it comes to a YouTube channel growing. And I know a lot of people who are tarot readers are successful on YouTube, but still the rate at which my channel grew is very much anomalous. And it's not because I am the best tarot reader out there or anything like that, but it's because I had been fighting Spirit for years. I had been avoiding my gifts. And when you fight and push back for a long time and you finally give in and start listening to the universe, good things flow in abundance in a very fast way and in a way that is unexpected. So it's not that I'm over here going, oh, I don't want to share my secret about how to be successful on YouTube. It's not that. It's that there really is no secret for me. What I'm telling you is the truth, and it is the secret as far as I know. I avoided and avoided and avoided my gifts for a very long time. And I finally started listening to Spirit, tapping into the truth of what was going on in my life, that I was on this amazing twin soul journey with somebody who had literally saved my life, whether they were trying to or not. That was the effect that happened based on us colliding into each other's lives at that time when I was basically dead, except I was breathing, right? And I gave in. I stopped fighting the flow. I started flowing with Spirit. And yeah, my channel was successful. I was able to start really helping people. So it's not that I'm holding out some big secret about how to have a successful YouTube channel when people ask and I'm like, I don't know. It's really that I don't know. The only thing I can tell you is start listening to Spirit, start talking to your angels, and start doing what they say. And whatever you're looking to do, a YouTube channel, some other type of business, whatever in life you're looking to do, if you start flowing with the universe instead of fighting and pushing against that thing that they're telling you to do and flow with, you're going to have abundance come in, right? It always does. If you listen, if you're awake and you really are listening, paying attention to what you're being told to do, there's no other secret than that. We will all always have what is for us, and it will come to us the way it's supposed to when we do that. So yeah, it's definitely not that I'm hiding some secret. This is the secret to a YouTube channel growing. Because a lot of people that followed me from the start were like, "How is your channel growing like this? Are you buying subscribers?" I was like, "No, I'm not going to buy subscribers." It just happened really quickly, and it wasn't anything special about me except that I woke up and I was listening. I was flowing with the gifts that I was given, and stopped fighting the universe. So that's all I can tell you. Stop fighting the universe. Know what your gifts are. What are your gifts? And just because you enjoy tarot, it doesn't mean that tarot is your gift. Your gift may be something totally different. What is your gift? What is that special thing that you've known all your life, whether you wanted to talk about it or not, because maybe it wasn't so acceptable, that you had a knack for? For me, it was that I could feel what was going on with other people. I could feel when people were lying. And I could also even take it a step further. I could feel if their lies were malicious or just out of some insecurity. I could feel if they were intending to harm me or if they were just maybe insecure and needing some kind of validation, right? I have a lot of friends in my life, or at least close acquaintances, who I know need some kind of something from me that maybe I'm not so close with that I would call them with my problems, but that I'm there for because I know I can feel a lot about them, and I can feel they're a generally good person. I can feel that they need a lot of validation at this point, or that, and they may not be being honest about a lot of things, but it's not because they're trying to hurt someone. They're just not comfortable being their true self, like we talked about last night. So I have compassion for that. Hey, Joni, Chrisabel, nice to see you. Authenticity and integrity is needed, and it's needed at this time especially. So Jai was talking about this in her video about the full moon in Pisces that's upcoming. That, she and I were actually talking about this some yesterday, and then she was talking about it again in her video. We're at a point in time where so many people are waking. What's wild? Joni, what's wild, girl? We're at a point in this reality where so many, yeah, she had a great video. So many people are waking up, right? It's like all of a sudden people are coming out of their slumber and their stupor, and they're looking around and they're going, WTF is going on? Like, what the hell is going on? So it was my birthday Sunday, and, just in general, when I get around people and I get out in public, I tend to notice that the 99% of the level of conversation that I hear around people outside of this awakened spiritual community, 99% of the conversation I notice happening from people, and even they're trying to engage with me now, is mindless chatter. I don't like to talk on the phone very much. People who are close to me know that. I mean, like, there are a few people that I love to talk on the phone with, like certain people, like my best friends, and people like that, of course, like, because you never run out of things to say because you're always on the same wavelength. But generally speaking, I'm not someone who wants to sit on the phone, and it's not because I don't like talking to people, but what I don't like is you'll notice when you're no longer in an alignment, as you are doing the work and growing and other people around you aren't, you get further and further apart energetically, and it starts to become almost tedious to listen to the topics of conversation. And this is not arrogance, me saying that, because it's not that I think I'm somehow better than that. I don't, not at all. It's not about that, but it's just the truth. It's like, if your mind is constantly in manifestation mode and in balancing mode and centered mode, and that's really what you're thinking about, not just when you talk to people about it, but for me, that's what I think about all the time. I wake up and I wake up thinking about, okay, I just woke up. It's time to do what you do when you wake up, which is manifest for 16.5 seconds on each thing you want to manifest. Because Abraham Hicks talked about how when you wake up, you're in that mode where all that baggage from the day before is kind of gone, and you can really do it. So from the time I wake up till the time I go to sleep, I'm aware of my thoughts, right? So if you're doing that all the time, when somebody calls you and they're like, I don't know why this person treats me like this, and blah 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 blah, and da 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 da, and da 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 da, and blah blah blah. You're kind of like, oh my God, I used to be like that. Oh, I used to be like that. That's the thoughts I have. And like I said, it's not an arrogance thing. It's a compassion and pity thing because I have compassion for that energy, for like wondering why, and then I have real compassion for that because I used to be like that. And I feel a responsibility to share with everyone who's going through that how simple it is to change that place. Not easy. Simple and easy are not the same thing. It's a simple things. There are simple things you can do, but it's not easy because you know what it requires? Discipline. Nobody likes discipline. Nobody likes discipline. I don't like discipline. Do you think I like on a 40-day cleanse when my grandmother comes home from the grocery store with almond M&Ms and I can't eat those things? No, that requires discipline. And I love freaking M&Ms and I love almonds. So I especially love almond M&Ms, you know? But the thing is, guys, that's when the values and priorities list comes in. How much do you value your happiness, your peace of mind, um, yourself, right? And if you value your happiness, your peace of mind, and yourself, then it's going to be important enough to you to impose that discipline so that the behaviors and the focusing on the wrong things that leave you in a place where you're going, why does that person treat me like that? And it's not about why that person treats you like that, even though we could talk about that. The reason someone treats you a certain way is because you teach them to treat you that way. And every time they get away with it and it doesn't change your reaction to them, you're literally encouraging them to do it again. You're going, please do that to me again. Please hurt me. Please hurt me. Please treat me like shit because I already feel like I'm a POS anyway. So when you treat me like that, you're just really affirming that for me. So, yeah. And part of it is because we love someone and we want to be with them or whatever. So we're like, well, they don't mean it. They love me, blah, blah, blah. And maybe all that's true, but they mean it. And they mean it because it's like a dog with a bone. It's like Pavlov's dog. It's learned behavior, right? Repetitive learned behavior. And so when someone treats you like you are an option and not something worthwhile in their life, and you don't blink an eye or you allow that to continue and keep them in your life, guess what? You're affirming to them, yes, I am an option. I'm not worthwhile. Right? And that's just one of the many things, though, that come with learning, understanding the law of attraction. It's all those things, and so that's just a little blip of the things we're going to learn. And it's more about learning how, because you have to get yourself in there in balance and all these things. Get yourself reconnected to that inner child, reacquainted with that inner child, heal the inner child, and then the master manifesting things start going on. You can change. You not only can change the story, it's imperative that the story changes. Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. And I don't know about you, but I would not, you couldn't pay me to live the rest of my life the way I lived for a long time as a young adult, where, I was in relationships that were imbalanced. Either I was taking from someone who I wasn't that interested in, but, they had something that I wanted. I wasn't a user. I would never identify myself as that, but I think we are all, as human beings, we actually all are opportunists. In the sense that, if we're smart, you see an opportunity before you and you find a way to talk yourself into taking advantage of that opportunity without feeling like a bad person. So, take that how you will, but it's the truth. And so I was either in relationships where I was overtaking and not giving much back, or where I was overgiving and not getting much back. And neither one of those is okay, and neither one of those displays a lot of self-love or self-respect. So, yeah, you couldn't pay me to do that anymore. I don't engage in relationships that are not reciprocal and balanced. And that includes relationships that are forced upon you, like blood relationships, like your family stuff. Mm-mm. Those are the most difficult time to balance out, guys. And you'll find for someone like me who spent a lot of my young adult life as in addictions and stuff, that when you change for the better, it's so sad because even when you change for the better, the people who love you can start to resent that because you've always filled a role in their life of the person who they couldn't understand. Why is this person with all this potential, letting me down? You're the letting them down, and they're the saint who puts up with it. So when you change and you suddenly step into your power, The saints who have put up with that behavior and been there for you are like, oh my God, am I useless? Do I not have a role anymore? It makes people feel very unimportant, or has the potential to. And so it's very disruptive when an addict becomes a functional human being, especially if you're someone like me where the universe threw the abundance on them. So when like a dysfunctional addict becomes a highly functional, very successful human being, oh man, that's just a disaster for a lot of people. And like I said, it's not that they don't love you, it's not that they don't want you to do well, but it's like it's very disorienting, and people don't like to be disoriented. People don't like change, right? And so that can be very frustrating. And so, then you have to like, you almost feel like, God, I have to slip back into some old behaviors so people will start resenting me. But then they just resent you more for other things. So what you really have to do, they're all lessons to teach you. It's not about other people. It's about you being your best self, loving yourself, and going for the gold, right? We're not here to not live our best lives. And I get it, guys, as empaths, as intuitive people and empaths, we get here into this human form, and it's hard, right? It's heavy. It feels like trudging through mud sometimes, right? And when we don't even know why we're here, because we have that amnesia part of things that comes in when you do this life, when we don't even remember why we're here, of course you're looking for escape mechanisms. Drugs, sex, food, gambling, whatever you can do to numb the pain. But see, there's a reason, guys, that some of us came here and experience feelings in a more sensitive way than others. That we feel those pains so deeply that we want to escape them. We have to feel them so that we can use those gifts to do things like what I do with tarot. So if you're someone who has always felt the need to escape your pain with drugs, sex, whatever. I mean, God, you name it. We could go through the list. Does it really matter what your vice is? The point is, you're empathic, you're intuitive, you feel everything 10 times more deeply than everyone else, right? And so you've always sought escape from those feelings. The fact is, though, you came here with that gift. Yes, it's a gift, that gift of empathy, in order to use it to help people, right? So you've got to stop stuffing, suppressing, and numbing those feelings and recognize that you were meant to feel those feelings. You were meant to feel them in an accelerated, deep, painful, even excruciating way sometimes in order to help other people. And when you can learn what your gift is and how you're supposed to use it, I can guarantee you from experience, the pain is manageable then. I don't need to numb my pain anymore because I am so fulfilled when I'm able to help someone else with a message that comes through and give them peace of mind and do because when you're doing what you came here to do, you know it so deeply, and it's so fulfilling that it doesn't even compare to anything else you think you've found that is a great escape mechanism. The escape is not escaping. The escape is using the things that seem like curses for the gifts that they are, and they suddenly become manageable and they become things that you actually appreciate. I wouldn't trade my empathy or my empathic abilities for anything today. 5 years ago, oof. Yeah, 5 years ago, suicide was a very, very feasible option that I always kept on the table just in case things got worse. Now, no. And things in my life, like as far as my relationships, my twin soul and I, not even in communication. I had a birthday Sunday. I didn't hear from my twin soul. I knew I would not as well, because when you know someone, and you know how their mind and heart operates. And I knew I wouldn't hear from that person, and it's okay. It's not about that, but that's just an example of like, if I chose to, I could think of reasons why my life today is not so much so amazing in a lot of ways, but it is. And when your life becomes amazing, when you identify your gifts, and you find the purpose where they're applicable, how to apply them in a purposeful manner to your life, and get on mission. There's nothing like that in the world. I mean, I always had the dream of being able to work a job where I could get paid to do something that was helping people and that I like doing. Now I not only do that, but it's so fulfilling to be able to help people. And I want to see everyone get on that path where whatever you know, so whatever you know or believe is your purpose, that you get on that and you're able to translate it into something that feeds you, that serves you and that allows you to live the life you want to live. So basically, what Jai and I are rolling out is a 6-week course called Finding the Magic Playground. And to me, the magic playground is that it's that place, it's that place where you don't have to be a child. You don't have to be a child. You can be an adult, right? I'm a 42-year-old child, but you can be over 18, be an adult, and still find this place, this magic playground where suddenly you're a kid again in the best ways that you can be a kid. Maybe in ways that some of us weren't even able to be a kid because of abuse or other things that may have happened to us that sort of we feel stripped that away from us, that innocence. But it's a way to go back to that place where you're safe because you are safe, you're an adult, you're capable of protecting yourself, but you can also find the freedom in that. And that, my friends, when you can find the magic playground, that sweet spot, and manifest from that sweet spot, that's when your manifestations come in real quick and fast, like real smooth, real sharp, and really nice. Trust me, I've done it. It's amazing. It's freaking amazing. And I like to share amazing things. I don't like to hide them and huddle them from people. That's why I said when people ask me about YouTube channel advice, if I had it, I'd give it to you. If I had it, I would give it to you. I don't have it. My situation was anomalous. So, yeah, guys, what we are gonna do is we're gonna do this Finding the Magic Playground class, about a 6-week class. I think we're rolling it out Sunday, October 13th. So it's about a month away. Yeah, I get up early every day. You mean I'm on YouTube early? I'm always up early. What we're going to do is we're going to roll that out on October. I think October the 13th. So, well, it's a class. It's not a group. It's an actual class that we're going to be offering. And there's going to be. I think we're only going to take 22 students because we need to keep it closed off. It has to be a closed group because we're going to be doing a lot of interactive stuff with them and. So we will be rolling all of that information out soon. We've got to finish getting it all set up and done. She and I were up kind of late last night talking about it. So yeah, we're super excited though. And so yeah, once she's got all the information up, there'll be a link for you to read about it, decide if you want to register for the class, and there'll be I don't know if we're gonna have like a one payment option or if you can do like a payment plan. I don't know. We're still working out all the details and how we want to do it, but it's going to be super exciting. I think I'm just really excited about it. I love sharing things like this, and I want people to learn how to like manifest their dreams, and really, really get into that place of like not only knowing what you want but going after it. There's nothing that excites me more than seeing somebody tapped in, tuned in, turned on, to their life path, their purpose, and going after it with like real hunger. To me, that's sexy. There's something very sexy about knowing what you want and going after it, right? I feel like, like if I meet a man who is kind, of course, kind and loving, but like I see has the willingness to go after his dreams with passion, I will propose right then and there, like we're getting married. Like that's just attractive to me. Someone who just goes after their dreams with fervor and with confidence. That is very, very sexy to me, right? That's sex on a stick. So yeah, guys, I think we should. I've got a lot of readings to do today. I have to take a little bit of a nap. I've been up since about 5, so I am going to take a little bit of a nap because no caffeine right now. We're working on this cleanse, and so no caffeine. Also, guys, totally. Where are those men? Right. Also, guys, for those of you who are interested, another thing I get a lot of questions about is how do I raise my vibration? What can I do? I'm trying to come into union with somebody or something or bring this into my life or start this business. That Purium cleanse that we do, the Purium products, that's it. That's where it's at. That's one of the things that I can say helped me as far as my intuition and things like that. So start saving your money and get some, even if you don't want to do the cleanse with us, go get some Purium products. Get those shakes. Just go buy the Power Shake. I think no matter what you purchase, I don't know with all the other stuff, but if you use my code, you will get some discount. But on the 40-day nutrition, you get $100 off if you use my code. It's Ray of Light Tarot. We are doing a second 40-day cleanse beginning on the full moon in Pisces. This cleanse, I don't know, it feels like it's been better than the 2 I did last year. Just super super amazing. I feel so good. Like I said, I wake up 5 a.m., do my meditations. Sometimes I walk Bentley on the beach and watch the sunrise. We've just got a really good. It's really good as far as stripping. You're stripping away things that you don't need. All of these processed, genetically modified foods with like Roundup and all of this bug spray and crap on them. And it's cleansing your gut. The Biomedic that comes in the 40-day nutrition is so good for cleansing your gut. The Super Cleanse and those shakes, it's all superfoods. It's quinoa, it's wheatgrass, it's really good stuff, all in a cup, and it just really makes you feel alive again. I feel like it decalcifies your pineal gland. I really feel that because the messages that I've been opened up to are intense. And so I was like, dude, Jai, we've got to do another 40-day cleanse like ASAP. So yeah, we're gonna do the next one around the same time we start the manifesting class, the Pisces full moon. So the link to that video is in the description here of my video. Jai did a 30-minute video just talking about the Purium products, how it works, and so check it out. I know that it's expensive stuff, but I'll tell you, she mentions it in this video. You know, guys, I was working at a 9 to 5 and an hourly employee, not making much more than minimum wage last year when I did the first cleanse, and I had to pay. It was expensive for me too, but it's kind of one of those things where you sacrifice for something you want and you know you need. And if you really believed and knew that this product and doing this cleanse could literally help you achieve your dreams, whether it be union with another person, starting something up, a startup, whatever. If you really knew, like I know, that that product and doing it with true belief can help you that much, you would find a way to get those products. And that's what I did. I just had a feeling that it was going to be really good for me. And it was like, from then, I haven't looked back since then as far as health. I mean, I've had some setbacks, but I've always, known what to do and had that. It's such a great tool to have. So definitely recommend that. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I really appreciate you guys, sending love, light, and healing toward me and toward each other. Let's all try to, as we go through this interesting energy in Virgo. Remember, Age of Aquarius begins at the end of next year. We're coming into the Aquarian age, right? At the end of next year. So the next like 16 months have the potential. I mean, they can be nothing or everything. If you're somebody who doesn't want to be woke and who just is a sleepy-headed sleepwalker, you may not even notice anything. But if you're woke and living your best life and paying attention, these next 16 months have the potential to be transformative in a way that no other period of time like that has in your lifetime. And that's not exaggerating at all. That's probably understating it. So just know that, be aware of that, and ride those energies, okay? Ride those energies. Why is it such a dark time right now? I don't know why you're feeling it's such a dark time right now. I don't feel that at all. I don't feel that at all. I definitely feel like there's a lot going on. There's a lot of transformation. There's a lot of interesting energies, but it's not a dark time for me right now. I definitely deal with some issues. I deal with some sadness. I deal with some shadow stuff. Like I said, I just had a birthday. So, but I don't feel it's a dark time. I can't really resonate with that feeling. I'm sorry. I definitely don't feel that. I guess it is perspective though. It is perspective. I could see why you would see it as a dark time. Yeah, I could see why you guys see that, Janie, but I don't feel that at all. I don't. I really don't. I'm not just saying that. I honestly don't feel it as a dark time. But to me, I've always been kind of a fatalist. So tough energy, death and rebirth, the big releases. I look forward to those nowadays. Like I look at them as like, yeah, I'm hardcore like that. So maybe that's why I don't look at this as a dark time. But I would say it is. If you are feeling like it's a dark time, maybe that's why, because it's a lot of rebirth, a lot of death and rebirth, a lot of transformative energies right now. So there could be definitely a propensity to see that as dark times, sure. And a lot of people, and I will say this also, if you're just waking up recently, like if you're just starting your spiritual awakening in the last 6 months or so, you may be going through what's commonly known as the dark night of the soul. Everyone goes through the dark night of the soul, guys, okay? So be aware of that. That's just a component of your awakening and your ascension process. The dark night of the soul can be very painful. It is very painful. But boy, when you come through that and come out the other side of that, that new day that dawns in your life, people don't talk enough about the bright morning that comes after the dark night. That's what makes it all worth it. That contrast, you really start to appreciate the light that comes in, and it's so beautiful. So if you are any of you guys going through that dark night of the soul period, just know once you get through that, oh man, it's going to be so epic, so beautiful, and you're going to be so happy. Yeah, I used to make bad decisions all the time too. Yeah, I used to also, and I used to trust the wrong people, guys. I used to put my faith in the wrong people. The best way to avoid that is just sort of take a step back and don't reach out or be that person who's like letting too many people into your life. I'm not saying to cut any, if you've already let a lot of people, don't cut anyone out, but just kind of step back and let them reveal who they are. What I also recommend is if you're making bad decisions, but because from the time I woke up, I never had a question about what the right decision was. I still made bad decisions, but I could never say that I didn't know what the right decision was after that. So I would be mindful of that and then start to, do the next right thing. Do that next right thing. Because you can't go back and change what's already been done, but you can change the future and you can change the present. And it begins by how do you see things? Every problem could actually be viewed as an opportunity instead of a problem. Every death or loss could actually be viewed as an opportunity for rebirth and for something new to begin. It really all is in your perspective and perception. And if you make the point to change your perception, you're giving yourself a much better shot at happiness. So, all right, I've got to get back to bed, take a little bit of a nap, and then get to work. I've got a lot of readings to do today because yesterday was an energy swipe, and so today's got to be a very productive day. You guys, nice to see you. You guys have a lovely day. Enjoy your Tuesday. Make it a good one. Remember that someone loves you. Even if the person you want to love you doesn't love you, somebody loves you. So love yourself, right? Love yourself. You too, Joni. Have an amazing day. Love you guys. Namaste, guys.